to visit a job centre where I met a team of people rolling out universal credit. The individuals I met are doing what they can to support their claimants, but they're operating a system which is broken. A system which has been designed without any regard for the lives of claimants, designed for how the government feels people should live, not how people do live. No regard for the realities, the stress, the sheer complication of getting by on a very low income. People who try to manage from week to week are having to wait for 6 weeks for their benefits. Who is not going to struggle without income for 6 weeks? Many people will be left in desperation, and we've all heard terrible personal stories of real hardship, of the 6-week wait, of payments in arrears, of struggling to manage to pay the rent and to put food on the table. Now, we hear that some are being given an advance and some are being offered fortnightly payments, but delays are much more typical, and those discretions where they exist are exceptions and are at the individual decision of case handlers. Those decisions should not be based on individual discretion. They should be a matter of course. And I'm certain that a Welsh Government with powers over the way in which universal credit were run and administered would do things differently. Faster, more frequent payments, reflecting the reality of people's lives and not the lives we wish they had. But let's be quite clear, it isn't just the rollout of universal credit that's the problem. The whole way in which it's designed is deeply flawed. It was intended to make work pay, but it won't make work pay whilst you lose 63 pence of benefit for every extra pound that you earn. And for those out of work, the situation is even worse. Universal credit doesn't even begin to meet any realistic living costs, including the costs of housing. And we all know that this is putting landlords off taking universal credit tenants. If you're unemployed in your early 20s, you're on £58 a week. In an economy where the cost of living continues to rise, who on earth can manage on that? Compare that with the support the state gives people in work. The personal tax allowance is worth £220 a week. The share of our national wealth going to personal tax allowance is going up, and the share of our national wealth going on universal credit benefits is going down. That tells you everything that you need to know. A benefit which was claimed to be about making work pay is actually about making claimants pay. Yeah. And as universal credit is being rolled out, the UK Tory government will just steamroller on, not caring for the distress it causes, not bothered for the people this is hurting. Too weak to see the flaws in its plan, too weak to stop and think again.
Thank you. Call on the Cabinet Secretary for Communities and Children, Carl Sargent.
Thank you, Deputy Cloward, and thank you, members, for their contributions in this debate. I share members' concern regarding the devastating